One does not think of a mirror as a mask, but there are circumstances when the mirror, its reflection, may mask reality. Long ago, in the Korean countryside, there was a farmer. The farmer was preparing to go to the city for some business, and his wife desired a comb for her long, luxurious, dark hair. She knew that her husband was rather forgetful, and so she took him outside the night before his departure and had him look up at the moon. And there, its perfect crescent, she said, "Husband, I would like you to buy me a comb for my hair. And if you happen to forget, please just look up the moon and the shape will remind you." Very well. And off he went to the city, and there did his business that he needed to do, but it took longer than he expected. It took over a week. And as he was preparing to leave, he remembered, yes, he was supposed to buy something for his wife. What was it? The moon. No, not buy the moon, look at the moon. That's what she said. And so he went outside and he looked up at the moon, and there it was, shining bright and perfectly round. The next morning, he went to the shops and looked all about for something that was round and bright. And he found it. "What is this?" he asked the shopkeeper. "Oh, that is called a mirror, and it is much desired by fashionable young men and women." "Oh, I'm sure that's what my wife wanted." And so he purchased the mirror. And when he traveled home, and then he presented to his wife the package, and she unwrapped it, and she looked, and she go, "My husband, why have you brought home a young woman? Is she to be your concubine?" The mother-in-law, alarmed by what she heard, rushed and grabbed the mirror and, "Why, that's no young woman. That's an elderly lady from the village across the way. And we cannot be taking care of another person here." The wife and the mother-in-law began to argue, young woman, old lady, young woman, elderly person. And the son, why, he was eating a rice cake, and he looked into the mirror, and someone's eating my rice cake. The grandfather was outraged at the yelling and the crying by the young boy that he rushed up and he looked in the mirror and he said, "You should be ashamed of yourself for stealing a young boy's rice cake." And he smashed the mirror to the ground, where it splintered into many pieces. Well, the mirror was gone. There was no concubine for the wife to have to share with her husband. There was no elder from the neighboring village to share their house with. And the old mother-in-law took a broom and began to sweep up the pieces. And from then on, the husband said, "From now on, my wife can do her own shopping." And I don't know if she bought a mirror. And that's a story called The Mirror from Korea.